oldest player in the National Lacrosse League. I know he doesn't want me to say that, but it's just fact, and it's just marvelous to see what he's still doing at this age in the National Lacrosse League. Still the best in the game.
Connor Farrell got things started off for the Bandits with the first possession down into the Nighthawks zone with the line shoes is Dane's 100 mark for points in his career. Brad, get this, 48 goals, 67 assists coming into this evening's game, 115 points against Rochester.
Yeah, just remarkable. This is an I-90
for Josh Byrne. Dane Smith now assisting on 129 of Josh Byrne's goals for his career, and that's his 17th goal against Rochester. 2-0 Buffalo. Whacking the ball down on the floor. Buffalo winning that
too. Like I'm wondering what the identity of this Rochester team is to start this season at 1-3, John. I think they're still trying to figure it out, but they're kind of a low-key team, just like their coaches.
Underway for the second quarter of play. Scramble for the ball after won by Connor Farrell, the face-off expert for the Buffalo Bandits. But
and he's got 7 on the year, John. 29%
from the floor coming into this evening's game. And Brad, you will attest to that. 29% shooting in lacrosse is big time.
I say anything over 20% for an offensive player, a full-time offensive player, is elite status. You hover 30, that's just remarkable.
Cal Buchanan leading the charge back over to Josh Byrne. He scores! Pumper 12 in service.
Remember last year when Buffalo had trouble winning draws, and they brought in this big man right here, Connor Farrell. Spins away from trouble, spins away from traffic, and then it's just a quick break up the floor for the Buffalo Bandits. Crisp passing, Buchanan scoops it across, and Josh Byrne is not going to miss on a partial breakaway. This time he goes short side cheddar for Zip Bandits.
His partner was with him for backup, but Byrne did it on his own for 4-0 Buffalo here with 4 minutes and 58 seconds played in this game.
4 points already for Josh Byrne. He's been in on everything.
Brother of backup goaltender Steve Orleman here for the Bandits.
A little brotherly, not so much love here. Orleman played some good minutes, as you mentioned last week, John. Helped them in their comeback against the Saskatchewan Rush, making those 11 saves in the fourth quarter. We'll see if he can provide a spark.
Anna with us led the team with the most shots on with 8. He's always good for 2-3 points a game.
And you talk about
spectacular goals, might I add, too.
Yeah, and again, another guy with a high shooting percentage. John, he's hovering around 20. But welcome to the forward, about 1:50 there, John. Fields stops the bleeding.
And now there's a collective hush over the 19,000 plus here at KeyBank Center. Probably a good thing, so they can refuel in their favorite beverage. Kind of tuned back up with another Buffalo surge, but right now the Nighthawks getting that goose egg off the kind of in the same position that we just saw the goal being scored. He said, I don't want to be a one-trick pony, so I'm working on my shots. And we're kind of seeing it tonight. He's shooting from different angles.
Yeah, that's what makes players elite. You know he's going to be great in tight, but he wants to add a little bit of crash and bang more to his game and maybe score some dirty goals. Doesn't always have to be those beautiful outside snipes. But played for Team Canada in Utica this fall, and you know basically Fields, after being in one of the biggest scoring droughts of the last few years for him, has 2 tonight. With his 1-year-old boy in the crowd tonight, he's from East Amherst.
Just so well spoken, great guy.
Left Scanlon wide open, as you mentioned, John. Free agent pickup. Credit the Western scouting of Rob Buchan, who's been with this franchise for a long time. He kept an eye on Clay Scanlon in the Western Lacrosse Association in British Columbia this summer. Got him to come to Bandit camp.
So the Bandits finally get back on the scoreboard here in the second quarter of play with 1:30 remaining. Scramble for the ball from the near boards down into the Bandit zone. And from the positioning,
Lefty way can bank 25, 30 goals a season. That is an absolute weapon. And I'll throw this out there, John. Dane Smith, 25 points now in 5 halves of lacrosse to start the season. 5 points a half.
What a compliment to the great play of one Dane Smith, who just dished the ball off over to Tate. Fourth goal of the season for Curtis Knight. He himself with 2 championship rings when he played with the Saskatchewan Rush a handful of years ago. Over 500 career points, and a nice addition, and has been, for the Nighthawks.
On a 4-1 run, 2 power.
Because their bench is a little bit shorter and they've got longer to go. So he took a defenseman out and Zach Belcher and put Scanlon in as an extra left-hander.
Yeah, and that's part of the chess match and the preparation that goes into assembling your roster on any given night. Where
the game last May, including a hidden ball trick set up by Josh Burns. So Fraser with his 3rd of the season. Career high last year in points for Chase Fraser.
Good teams make you pay, right? And that's a costly turnover. Rochester trying to clear out of their own zone with the man advantage, put it right back in the hands of the Bandits, penalty killers. And they're killers.
20 seconds left in the penalty. Kyle lead by the Buffalo Bandits, who have led all the way in this goal, despite the drive by the Nighthawks in the 2nd and 3rd quarter. And now Matt Gilray will do the draw chores against Connor Farrell, cut by Rochester last year, had an upper body surgery. Called Steve Dietrich on his own and said, "Hey, I'm ready. Do you need a face-off guy?" Dietrich said, "Yeah." See what the comeback might be for the Rochester Nighthawks as Connor Farrell hangs on to the ball.
The protected player list, but a lot of talent between these 2 clubs, and Rochester with a big hole to try to take themselves out of here in the 4th.
How much fun was it, do you think, that Ryan Smith had playing with all of the great Buffalo players as well, to team up with these guys and to learn a little bit more? Now, we haven't stopped first overall in 2020. They like this kid a lot. Brad, he's a big boy, 6'4", 210 pounds.
And put a lot of that on this summer. Johnny hit the gym real hard to bulk up, and sometimes it takes the guys a while.
12-5 the score. You might have heard of the background. Were they booing? No, they were barking. Because in Bandit land,
Patty coming from Tahogan-Hancock, which I think is just a testament to how well-rounded this Bandit offense can be. We've gone this deep with this many goals and just been on a plus 26 goal differential for their first 3 games of the season. Hit the ground running.
Opportunity for Buffalo nullified off the moves of Riley Hutchcraft. 39 seconds and counting left in.